Welcome, one and all, to the North American Stock Car Racing Association on the Pace Network, and I am Steve Pace, and we are here at Lowe's Motor Speedway for 75 laps of racing around this 1.5 mile oval in Concord, North Carolina. Stanley McCarthy is on pole position over Robbie Irving. I believe that is Jordan Haley, Marcus Willard, and Olivia Reynolds. Let's get right into the race. Correction, third place is Keith Arlington, making a very strong start for him in the Earnhardt Racing Incorporated, number 29. Green flag. Stanley McCarthy leads us to green for, I believe, the 15th time in his career. Into 1 and 2, and it's very clean so far. 2x2 for the entire pack. A good run for Irving on the outside, but I don't think it's going to stick into 3 and 4. Ooh, contact! Irving in the wall. Irving's in the wall, but he gets off of it. And now it's going to be Stanley McCarthy taking the lap 1 lead, and Keith Arlington is directly under him, going for the race lead into 1 and 2. And out of 2, it looks like Keith Arlington is going to take the race lead. Robbie Irving has managed to keep that car going, so that is good to see. Olivia Reynolds is up to second place. She's moving forward. At the back, Cody Atwater is in... Actually, that is Brody Williams. Brody Williamson has got some damage to the side of the number 99. Something's happened. Maxwell Parsons, Nathan Gordon, Brian Feek in the number 0, Braden Blackie, Brandon Allen, Cody Atwater, Jay Zafire, Jordan Haley, Sammy Killigan, and so many others. It's mostly cleared out at the front, it looks like, which is good. Everybody is clear and green, and Keith Arlington is running away. Let's get this booted up. It is lap number 9 of 75, and Keith Arlington has already torn away from the field. He's a second ahead of Patrick Raven, a second and almost 3 tenths ahead of Stanley McCarthy, and I am not sure who is in the number 93. I'll have to double check that. But the 93 is 4th, and Ernie Earnhardt Jr. is 5th. And it's not Voiles, and it is obviously not Ryan Johnson, after tragedy in the last couple months. Patrick Raven is up to second place, and he is slowly whittling down the gap to Keith Arlington. Blackie's in last place. Brian Feek is not having a very good day. Maxwell Parsons and many others. Brody Williamson has damage, but he's moving back forward. Lillian Ashington is not having a super great day either. It's mostly calmed down. One guy moving forward is Casey Paulson, who's significantly up the order, and 18th on an oval, which is actually kind of a shock. There's some battles going on, and mostly it's just single file. I need to figure out who is in this car. Give me a moment. On to lap 21 of 75, and it is still Keith Arlington in the race lead over Bryce Johnson. The youngest brother of the late Ryan Johnson is in the number 93, for this race and any race Ryan was scheduled to do. Everyone is still clean, still green, and that is a great thing. It's mostly single file now, and everybody has managed to keep pace for the most part. Heather Halden is going on Tony Santorini Jr. for 11th. She's going to try and make that move stick, and it looks like she will. Rick Brody has just taken 10th from Stanley McCarthy. Doesn't look like he's done either. Dan Sedgwick's up here. Robbie Irving, after his scrape into the wall on the very first lap, is in the top 10, having a good day. Ernie Earnhardt Jr., Patrick Raven, Gordon Keller, Bryce Johnson, who is making some serious ground, and Keith Arlington in the race lead. Nobody has retired from the race yet, and that is wonderful to see. Fastest lap goes to Robbie Irving on the number 01. He's losing some ground though, so that's kind of a tough break. Dan Sedgwick is going to try and make the move stick, pushed by Olivia Reynolds, and it's probably going to stick. Still side by side into 1 and 2, and out of 2 down the backstretch. Dan Sedgwick is not really getting much of a run on him, but into 3 and 4, looks like it's maybe about to stick. Side by side coming to the line, pushed by McCarty, and Dan Sedgwick's gonna clear. Well, we're live on lap 29 of 75, and Bryce Johnson has just taken the race lead from Keith Arlington, but the pit cycle is now out, and so everybody is coming down to take 4 tires and gas. This will be one of at least 2 pit stops in this event, barring some cautions, which has not happened as of yet. There's Keith Arlington, who has been actually surpassed by his teammate Gordon Keller. And it looks like Bryce Johnson might not beat him out. And Gordon Keller looks like he's going to be in the race lead, because nobody up here is fighting for the lead. Let's take a wide angle of the track, and Gordon Keller is indeed leading over Keith Arlington and Bryce Johnson. Patrick Raven is 4th, and then it is a significant gap to 5th, who is Ernie Earnhardt Jr. You can see him way in the back there. Keith Arlington has a big run on his teammate into 3 and 4. They have the lap car of Braden Blackie to deal with. Will Keith Arlington make a move? No. Gordon Keller is the one to make the move. The big news story with this team is the entire team of Earnhardt Racing Incorporated, from the very get-go of the North American Stock Car Racing Association. Even back in 1996 and 1995, this team was planned. Ernie Earnhardt Sr. has decided the team will cease operations at the end of 2002. And speaking of, it is side by side between the 2 teammates for the race lead, and Keith Arlington has made that move look like butter. A knife through butter. And Keith Arlington is back in the race lead. But Gordon Keller is still right there. He may try and retaliate. We will have to see. A big run from the 31 into 1 and 2. He's there. He's gaining. He's definitely going to make a move. He has to. And there he goes. Beneath Keith Arlington, his teammate. Bryce Johnson for 3rd. Near contact with Raven. They're side by side for 1st and 2nd and 3rd and 4th. And Bryce Johnson is cleared, but the front two are still side by side, and that is helping third and fourth catch up. 1 and 2, Gordon Keller finally clears Keith Arlington, but I don't think these two are done battling either. Oh, and there goes Keith Arlington back underneath Gordon Keller for the first position, and just like that, the Grand Home Furnishings, number 29, is back in the lead, but Gordon Keller is not going to let that happen. Back side by side into 3 and 4. Gordon Keller, nearly into the door. Bryce Johnson is closing rapidly. Patrick Raven is still kind of there. And nobody else is even close. Gordon Keller to the race lead, and he is clear and running away. Bryce Johnson looks like he's going to get second. I believe so, yeah. Bryce Johnson barely into second, and yes, he's clear. But Gordon Keller is the race leader. There's some damaged cars back here from some contact on pit road, but specifically the number 72 of Sam Killigan got a really big piece. Like you see, Amber Tiano has some damage, and then there's a couple others. But it's mostly been very clean. The question is, what whack job strategy is Brian Feek here going to try at the end of this race? And will it work? Probably not. Everybody is clear, and it looks like we will continue green flag racing. Mark Evans up to 11th. I saw him in 24th about 20 laps ago, so he is digging his way through this field. He's sat in 15th in points and looks like a very dark horse, but he's going to need like a miracle run to make it happen. Both of these ladies can easily win this title. Heather Halton could win her second straight, which is unprecedented for two reasons, or actually three. She's a female. She's the first female champion. No NASCRA driver has won 2 championships, and none of them, because of that, have won 2 in a row. She could do both of those. Olivia Reynolds winning the championship would also be interesting, because this would be the first time that this has ever happened on the same team. Raven is there. Raven's still very much in this battle. Bryce Johnson is not, because this is his debut. Keith Arlington is not, nor is Gordon Keller. One of the guys we need to talk about who is in the battle and is searching for his very first championship, where is he? He is somewhere. And there he is. Greg Hayes. He's considered just about the third string and the top 3 best drivers in NASCRA, because he has 8 or 9 wins, and he has consistently always been there near the top of the points when it comes to the end of the year, but he has never been able to quite get it done, because I believe it was 1998, I think, that he lost to Abel Tsunoda by 2 points. Jay Zafar has gone a lap down, and that has brought Keith Arlington a little closer to Gordon Keller. Well, we will have one retirement at the very least, and that is Jordan Haley, whose engine has gone up in smoke from 17th position on lap 42. Hopefully, Jordan Haley will make it back, and I think he's chugging along just fine and may make it back, but they may throw caution. Not entirely sure yet. Whoa, wait a minute. Have we missed something? Where is Keith Arlington? Where's Keith Arlington? Oh, okay, so everybody's slowly starting to pit. Oh, Keith Arlington's on pit road. Thank heavens. But tough break for Jordan Haley. We'll be back after the pit cycle has cycled out. Well, we are on lap 60 of 75 and we are under caution for debris left by the number 56 of Jordan Haley. So the caution flag has come out so they can clean up the oil left by the number 56. And this has set up some interesting stuff. Gordon Keller leads over Keith Arlington, Bryce Johnson. I think Plotrexik is a lap down. Yes, he is. Patrick Raven and is Mark Evans third? Fifth. Yeah, fifth. Here we go. Green flag. Gordon Keller leads. There's a couple lap cars, but it will be fine, probably. Clean getaway by the number 31, and he is going to clear for the race lead and get ahead of all the lap traffic. That is precisely what you needed to do. Out the back, it's clean. Everybody's clean, and that is wonderful. Everything looks clean so far, and we love to see it. Mark Evans has climbed all the way up to second. The number 33 looks like he's going to try and snipe out another win. Oh, the caution has come out. Oh, and that's Brian Feek. That's Abel Tsunoda. That's Adrian Earl. And the caution is out. Let's go take a peek at what has happened to draw the caution. Into 1 and 2, and a slight bit of contact between Feek and Roberts, and Nathan Gordon is just gonna take out Brian Feek and Abel Tsunoda. And Adrian Earl was blowing up, and she was not involved in the wreck at all. But she is out of this one, and will become retirement number 2. That's our caution. Let's go back to green flag racing. Green flag, green, green, green. Gordon Keller over Mark Evans, Bryce Johnson, Heather Halden, and Tony Santorini Jr. Enter 1 and 2. It is clean so far. Evans has a good run. He's trying to block Bryce Johnson. Oh, knee contact. Oh, he's still there. Oh, he's leaning heavily on Gordon Keller. Underneath him, side by side. Not going to get there. But Evans is not giving up. Keep an eye on number 33. We are coming to the final laps of this race. And Mark Evans is once again right there. Into 3 and 4, side by side. 31 versus 33. Halden is closing. Brody's closing. Santorini Jr. is closing. Heck, even Jesse Voorhees is up here. That's kind of a surprise to see up here. Heather Halden is right there. She could get a win. She could snipe one and probably take the points lead. Although Rick Brody is right there, so probably not. Rick Brody is quite far ahead in points, last I checked. 5 to go. Mark Evans versus Heather Halden. Tony Santorini Jr. tried to get win number 7? 6 or 7. Something like that. Santorini Jr. is right there. Underneath the 28. Into 3 and 4, side by side, and this is helping Mark Evans run away. 4 laps to go. Santorini Jr. is going to clear Holden. Oh, Brian Feek. Very slow. But I don't think they will catch him. There is not enough time. Out front. It's going to get intense at the front. Santorini Jr. holding strong in second. 3 to go. Holden in third. Brody and Keller, Gordon Keller is in fourth. There is a lot going on. It is hard to focus because there are a ton of cars trying to make moves at the current juncture. Coming to 2 laps to go, Tony Santorini Jr. is making a big run for it. Can he snipe it from Mark Evans on the last lap? Into 1 and 2, side by side for third. I don't think third can get there because third's quite far back at this point. Into 3 and 4, the white flag is going to be in the air, and Mark Evans is going to try and get his 10th career win, I believe. The white flag for Evans. Last lap. Can Tony Santorini Jr. do anything to get to the 33? Onto the backstretch. Not a big run. Not enough of a run. Into 3 and 4. He needs a mistake from Evans. Oh, he's closing rapidly. There's a car ahead, but I don't think it's going to matter. Oh! Evans wins. Oh, there's contact. Oh, that could not have been very much closer. Mark Evans and the race leaders all catch Brian Feek precisely at almost the wrong moment. But Mark Evans has won his 10th career race at Lowe's Motor Speedway. That was a thriller. It came down to the very wire, and Tony Santorini Jr. almost got there in the end. Well, that wraps it up here at Lowe's Motor Speedway in Concord, North Carolina. Mark Evans is your race winner, pending tech inspection. And I am Steve Pace. This is the North American Stock Car Racing Association at the NEXTEL Cup Series on the Pace Network. Thank you all so much for watching. See you next time.